As the Dawn Treader continued eastwards, the crew did not want to eat or sleep as much as usual. The sun looked bigger and brighter, and the water was so clear that Lucy could see the ship's shadow on the seabed. She began to notice the details on the bottom of the ocean, a network of roads laid out between fields and forests of submarine plants. One of the roads zigzagged up a hill as the water became shallower, and at the summit there was a huge pearly castle. At the top of underwater hills there is more warmth and sunlight, and safety from the creatures which lurk in the depths. Next was an area of open parkland, and Lucy spotted a group of sea people mounted on large seahorses. A shoal of fish came between Lucy and the underwater party. The sea people released hunting fish which swam to the shoal, each caught a fish in its jaws and took it back to the waiting people. As the Dawn Treader passed directly over the group, the fish scattered and the sea people came to the surface to see what was blocking the sunshine. They were so close that Lucy could see their dark purple hair, pale skin and fine jewellery. The man in the centre was unmistakably their king, proud and fierce. He and his knights shook their spears at Lucy while the sea women looked up at her with amazement. They had never seen humans before. Edmund and Drinian came to see what Lucy was looking at. Drinian asked her to turn away as he was afraid his crew might be enchanted by the beautiful sea people or their country and jump into the water.
Hello! So this activity is all about creating an underwater world. Now what would be in your underwater world? Maybe it's an underwater world that you can live in, or that people can live in so you can breathe underwater, or maybe it's an underwater world for a different kind of creature. Who knows? Now there's lots of different ways you could do this. You could do a drawing, and I'm sure lots of you are really good at drawing things. Perhaps you can find some blue paper. There's quite a fun thing that you can do if you have sandpaper and crayons. If you draw on top of the sandpaper with crayons, you can get some really nice effects and you can mix colour and things like that. But then I got really excited about the possibility of making an underwater world. And maybe if you've got a washing up bowl, or maybe a bucket, or maybe just like a big bowl. Or perhaps if you could maybe use the bath, or maybe the kitchen sink. Make sure you ask the adult that's in your house before you do that. But you could maybe kind of put some water in that, and I don't know if you've got a bit of blue food colouring. That could be quite fun. Not too much though, otherwise your hands are going to get blue. And maybe you could put things in there to make your underwater world. Perhaps you've got some grass or some twigs from their garden or some stones. Or maybe you've got some shredded paper that could be like reeds growing up from the bottom. Or maybe you've got all kinds of little things that you could make out of Play-Doh or plasticine that you could put in there. And that could make your underwater world very exciting for things for your, to swim through. Or perhaps plastic bottles, or maybe margarine tubs to create kind of like underwater caves. Oh, it's so exciting. You can do so many different things. Then I got really excited and I wondered about whether or not you could make an underwater world that you froze and you put in the freezer. Maybe you can make it in a bowl, and then when you tip it out and it's all frozen, you'll be able to kind of look into the ice and see the underwater world and the different colours and things. I don't know, I'm sure you've got loads of ideas of your own. My head's just full of them, of all the different things you could do to make your underwater world. And we would love to see what ideas you have. So off you go and see what you can create.